the stream deck has been acting up a little bit again, just so you guys know. Not entirely sure what's going on with that. However, that's not what we were doing previously. We were, in fact, waiting on Sorry Man, who is unfortunately sick. If you're watching, man, hope you get to feeling better. He's been so sick that unfortunately he wasn't able to let us know ahead of time. So send him your well wishes and such. But I forgot I had to turn the other microphone up as well. Also, make sure that's on.
It is
too,
on. Yep.
Just so you, okay. But tonight is going to be interesting. It is going to be a maze-only episode. So those of you that are big fans of maze, you're going to love tonight. And then we also have some really awesome stuff to announce for you guys that I'm personally super pumped about, because it's something I was working on behind the scenes without even telling any of our players for a bit, and then I finally told them like a couple weeks ago, and then we've all been trying to hold it in. If you pay attention to our social accounts and such, you've likely seen some of the teaser posts or whatever you'd like to call them. And what it is we are now officially partnered with Reckless Deck, which that's their logo there above our die logo. I'm also going to switch over here to the, actually no, I'll stay on the screen. I'll switch in just a second. But we're going to be giving away one of their Worlds decks, which if you aren't familiar with Reckless Deck, they are a manufacturer of card decks that are made to help you create. So they're designed to help you create characters, whether that be player characters, NPCs, enemy characters, anything along those lines, and also worlds. So if you're world building and you come to just like a really bad like mental block on like your creativity, pull out a Reckless Deck and go, and then just grab a couple cards, look at them, and there you go. Like actually just out of curiosity and for the sake of time here, so that we can kind of prepare just a little bit more, we're going to just take a quick gander through the deck itself, and they are like, they're gorgeous. Like that's what the actual cards themselves look like. And then you would just in essence like shuffle it up and randomly draw, like let's say this card, and that card, and then put the rest back. Then if you look at the cards themselves, which apparently I've drawn two, okay, cool. So you've got little things that are written on them. So like this one here is specifically says lightning or atmospheric discharge of some kind. So if you imagine, you look up at the sky and there's this pink shocking light that zaps across. Then there's a precipitation, which ironically ties in very well. It's unnatural or magical. And as that pink light shatters across the sky, these sparkling little teal droplets begin to fall and pool amongst the ground, glowing slightly beneath you. And you look off to the left and you can see the moon rising slowly into the sky. It's a full, bright-bodied moon that lights up the incoming storm clouds. Like that kind of thing right there. Awesome. Like it's a great start to a story, you know? And that was done literally right now from drawing 3 random cards from the Worlds deck. So at our halfway point tonight, you will actually have a chance to win your own Worlds deck. We'll give you guys a keyword to put into the chat, just like we do with our normal dice giveaways. However, since this one is sponsored by Reckless Deck, instead of dice, we're giving away one of their Worlds decks. And then once we come back with that, we will, after the break portion, we will then draw the winner and go from there. So we'll be doing this for every week throughout, obviously this is the last week of June, but then also all the way through July. Every single episode that we do in July, we'll be giving away one of these Worlds decks. So you've got 5 chances to win one. So definitely, if you don't win tonight, you will have another opportunity. However, if you accidentally click a second mouse you have on your desk, no. If you would like to go ahead and just outright purchase anything from Reckless Deck, you can actually save 15% by using the code RoleThis1. So it's all as one word, it's just roll this and then the number 1. So RoleThis 1. If you type that in as a code at your checkout, you'll actually save 15% of your entire order of anything that's on the Reckless Deck website. So head over to recklessdeck.com, and if you purchase anything, use that code. If you don't purchase anything, just go check them out because they're really awesome, and show them some support, show them some love for jumping in and being our first official partner. Also, in regards to what we're doing with them, there is a massive giveaway of literally everything they sell in their store, plus a bunch of stuff you can only get from this giveaway or from buying their biggest deal. Really? So you, if you go to our giveaway page, which you can find by doing !reckless in the chat, you will have a Dragonclaw. I have to address this live on the stream just because I'm seeing the mod message. Did I say that number or did I say 15 like I meant to say? Did I say 15?
For what?
For the percentage off?
Yeah, you said 15.
Yeah. As far as I know, it's 15. As far as I was told, it's 15 off. If it does anything else, now might be a great time to do that. I'm not entirely sure. So just wanted to make sure that was the case. But no, okay, cool. Okay, so Dragonclaw just misunderstood. It is 15% off with that code. 1 and a 5. So use RoleThis1. It's 15% off at recklessdeck.com. However, if you want one of everything that they sell on their website, along with some really cool prints and this amazing thing that you may have heard me throwing around from time to time, which is a very heavy like brass coin that has a good and evil side to it, which is really cool with some really intricate carving on it, along with all the expansions, a set of minis, and a bunch of like cool collector's boxes. You go to !reckless in our chat. That gives you a link for a massive giveaway that we're running for the next 35 days with Reckless Deck, where all you have to do is go through and follow us here on Twitch, and then visit the Reckless Deck website, follow them on Instagram, along with us on Instagram, and then both of us on YouTube as well. If you do all those things, you unlock 12 more entries, including a 10 entry for one click situations you can activate off of just being a subscriber to us on Twitch. So you'll get 10 extra entries as a subscriber, whether you are a standard paid subscriber or a free Twitch Prime subscriber. You do have the opportunity to get 10 extra entries into this massive giveaway that we've got going. So definitely make sure that if you've been a subscriber, you double check to make sure it's all renewed properly. And if you've ever thought about doing so, now's a great time to do it because you can win a really awesome item from Reckless Deck just for doing so. But the only requirements for the giveaway are those first ones I listed: following us here on Twitch, visiting the Reckless Deck website, following both of us on Instagram and both of us on YouTube. Then after that, it unlocks a bunch of other entries, including the subscriber entry. So I think that's all of our announcements because that's like our big thing. Oh, also our website is currently down, like our personal website, the RoleThis website and the RoleThis store. The reason for that is because we are looking to merge the two together in a better way. We've been using one site for the store and one separate site, like to create each one for the actual just website. So we let both of them drop down for now, and then we're going to work on finding a way to use the store integration features of the site where we have our main site on to host our store on, just to save you guys clicks and save hassle and confusion about where to go and when to go and all that stuff, and frankly to save me a little bit of money on the investment of running two websites. Plus it makes it easier to have one customer support team and all that. So we're working on getting that developed where we can lock it all in just as one website. So our website, the RoleThis website, will be down for like a week or so more, but Reckless Deck, they're fine. Separate companies. But just want to let you guys know about that. So all of our like merch and stuff, you won't be able to get it for like a week now, but it will be back very soon, hopefully all listed on one single page through the same distribution channels, same warehouse, all of that. So that should be good. I had left a card out. We'll see where that takes us. So yeah, without further ado, let's switch over to everyone.
All of us.
So we have an episode of Maze tonight, as I stated earlier, and previously what we had kind of gone through with the events leading up to this moment. We were in Feldar, where Maze and Kale Stratz had reunited after escaping from Kale and Bryn escaped from the Underdark. Maze died in the Underdark, and due to the magics of Morelia Graven, was brought back, and she stepped back onto this plane of existence with her same life, same body, slightly transformed by the death, growing her horns to an extent there they pulled all the way back to the back side of her head, fully encompassing the crown of her skull now, and truly showing her tiefling form, if the tail wasn't enough to give it away in the first place. She met a obnoxious, loud, and excitable dwarf on the road and traversed back into Feldar, where she met up with Kale Stratz again at Morelia's house. They both then witnessed more of the potential in this world. They spent some time speaking with a dragon head from the queen of this Underdark city that Kale Stratz had destroyed after she had bit Maze in half, basically, and incinerated her with some very intense flames. After that experience, they all came back together, decided they were going to stay together, along with Coral, who is Kale Stratz's squire at this time, a small, nervous, but a little sketchy goblin. She's a hoot, that's for sure. And they gathered some horses, spoke with the purveyor of general goods in Feldar, got a outfit that was not, prison rags for Coral. Coral made a little sleight of hand and obtained a piece of gold as well. So she's got a little money to herself now. And then the party ventured out. They headed north from Feldar towards the dwarven kingdom of Dwevelhelm, which is a port city located at the edge of the Aran River, similar to how Feldar is situated. However, this city is a day's travel into the mountains. So you actually have to enter through a kingdom gate, a dwarven kingdom gate. Once you've gone through there, you have another day's worth of travel. That gate was 3 days away from Feldar. Our adventurers had traveled for 1 full day, and after a little bit of a race between the two, initiated by Kale Stratz, that flung Coral from his back,
I won.
Maze won. Just barely. And they did then find a nice spot to camp for the evening, or so they thought, where they were waylaid by 3 werewolves, a scouting party from a larger pack of tribal werewolf individuals. They, after slaying the individuals that attacked them, they noticed that when they reverted to their humanoid forms, they had a very strange set of runic tattoos all across their shoulders and halfway down their biceps and then down their backs a little bit, in a language that neither of them quite understood. It looked somewhat infernal, but there was something different about it, and neither of them could quite discern what it was. Maze then raised 2. There were 3, and you raised 2.
There's 3. The other one was incinerated.
The other one was incinerated
there was
by
nothing I can do
by
with
a beam
that
of light from
Yeah.
Kale Stratz. And Maze raised 2 of them as zombie guardians around their camp for the rest of the night, which Kale Stratz and Coral found to be somewhat appalling. A brief discussion was had. Coral shot one in the head, and then a restless sleep was had by all. And that is where we pick things up, with the zombie guards slowly circling around the campsite, kind of in tandem, keeping pace against each other, shuffling along as best they could, though freshly corpsed. They are still zombies, one of which has entrails hanging out from her stomach. A very sick and ghastly scene if you were to come upon it in the middle of the night. Coral sits up upon the high rock out of reach of the zombies, her eyes wide, staring out into the darkness, glowing slightly with their orangish yellow glow. Kale Stratz's last sight before he falls asleep. Maze, comfortable and confident in her newfound friends she made, she falls asleep gently, quickly, easily, restfully. And then, after a while, which would count as a long rest overall for the sake of your spells and such.
I think I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
I think everybody did that beforehand. You open your eyes, and the sight you're greeted with is, as you stretch and kind of come to, wipe the sleep out of your eyes and look around. The trees are all the same trees you'd seen before. You notice off to your left, one of your zombie compatriots is still walking there, and you can hear another kind of behind the rock behind you. However, when you begin to glance around, you notice that something feels off. And as you look to the fire, it has died down completely. Slight chills in the air as you've neared the mountains at early spring. And you look to where Kale should be. And you don't find anything.
No
You
bed.
So his bed is there.
Okay.
Everything of his is there except for his weaponry and his person. You look up to the rock where Coral was. Mm. You see her kind of padded down, bedded area. Nothing there either. And then you look back to the horse that you had last had, and it was when you last saw it as you were falling asleep. It was in this kind of catatonic state, staring at one of the trees, in shock from the attack that had just taken place from the werewolves. And you look to that area, and to your horror, all you find is the horse's head is still attached by the bridle and the reins to the tree where you had secured it. Mm-hmm. However, that's all that's there. Its head has been removed from its body. You can see that there was some form of like scuffle and marks and such in the ground there. There's blood everywhere in that area. And then you see that the body was drug off in some way kind of towards where the river is. Beyond that, you're unsure of what's going on, what has happened here. You have a dead horse's head, and your zombies are still walking around you.
Well, I told him to protect me. I didn't tell him to protect the horse. Good job, you two.
No response to you. They just continue their circling.
Well, curiosity got the best of me. I will follow the trail of blood.
Okay.
To see, because maybe Kale and Coral got hungry and they just really wanted raw meat, so I'm going to follow it.
Sure, yeah. Make a survival check there to see if you can track the blood as...
Oh, see, before the game, I rolled good. That was a 4, but my survival
is... +4, so you're an 8.
Yeah, so at 8.
The trail seems to vanish. It hits the bushes.
Because I'm going towards the bush, which is towards the river, right?
Yeah, so you head towards the river a little bit, and the trail is obvious and clear here. Mm-hmm. And then you look, and you see it kind of like arcs off to your left into the bushes, and as soon as it hits the bushes, it's just gone. There's no trail whatsoever there.
I will look around for a big stick and poke the bush with it.
Okay, perception check to find a stick.
For big stick.
Yep.
All right, roll for big stick. What's going on?
I was saying, once you get a nat 20 on that.
It was an 8. No,
okay.
It was an 8. So 9. Looking for a stick.
Takes you a surprisingly long time to find a suitable stick that you feel is strong enough to maybe be used as a weapon as well, just in case something jumps out.
Yeah.
And you do eventually find one, however.
I'm just picturing this little like twiggy looking thing. It's like, it's long at least. And
yeah, it kind of is what you end up with. Something that's only about like maybe, I don't know, a finger and a half wide.
That's what I'm really picturing.
It kind of has like a bowing
stick
to it even as well. So it's like, well, maybe I could slap something with it. It's like a stick whip. And you rustle the bushes around. As you do so, just a little like kind of dust like floats up off of them. and then fades away.
Okay, I weave that away. While I'm at it, pick a few leaves.
All right. Grab a couple leaves.
And then get my stick ready.
Yep. Pulling the leaves off, they come off without issue, and you're able to collect a good handful or two of them.
It's the only thing I roll in that 20 on picking leaves.
Right. I won't even make you roll it just because I don't want that to happen.
Exactly.
So you've picked some leaves.
All right.
And now what do you think would be the best course of action? What would Maze be?
Maze is going to go back and take those leaves and sprinkle them on the dead horse's head.
Okay, perfect. So you make your way back to camp. The horse's head is still there, still hanging. Are you gonna untie it and like lay it down?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
We'll give it a proper leaf burial.
Perfect. So you sprinkle a few leaves on top of it, and as this happens, you notice that the eye seems to move.
The horse eye?
The horse eye, the one that's still up, so it's on its head's on its side, resting there, and you kind of sprinkle the leaves on, and as soon as the first couple kind of hit onto its like neck area, this eye here just kind of and then goes still again as the leaves stop falling on it.
I pet it.
Nothing happens.
Weird. So I'm gonna walk away
Okay.
from the creepy horse head and go back towards the river. Kale and Coral would have been going for the dwarf village, so I'm gonna follow the river north, I believe.
Okay. And you know from your travels that you've been on that there was river to the right and road to the left. You were previously on the road, so you can take the river by all means if that's what you're choosing to do. You could also take the road because you do know where it is. Just so you're
road
aware.
Would probably be easier.
So you could make either decision.
Yeah, we'll go the road. Last time I touched the river, bad things happened.
Okay, so you make your way back towards the road. Doing anything in the camp, like collecting any of the sleeping gear, belongings?
Yeah, I'll pack up my stuff. I will leave theirs there, just in case if they just happen to be foraging for food.
Okay, perfect.
And with that part of that bent stick, I make an arrow pointing up that way.
Okay, so
they
you
know
kind of break
Maze was
off
here.
the little bits of the top and just kind of like point towards the road with it.
And I take my dagger
like
and
you're
carve
heading
Maze was here on the dead tree.
Perfect. Okay, the tree above where the horse was?
Yes.
Perfect.
P.S. I didn't do this.
Okay, perfect. So
it's a paragraph. Pretty
do
much.
a performance roll for me. I think.
Come on, high roll. Okay, that was
so
a
do your
17
roll, and then I'll determine if that's correct.
plus 3, so 20, dirty 20.
Entertainment. So what's artwork? Would that be?
Isn't it performance?
I would think so. It says charisma for how well you delight an audience with music, dance, acting, storytelling, or some other form of entertainment.
Oh, I'm delighted.
Artwork could be entertainment, depending on how you look at it. Or we could do.
I mean, because looking at everything, I feel like that may be the best one.
A dexterity of some kind. I'm going to say performance just because you're doing a thing, you're creating a thing. I'm going to say performance overall.
Okay, so I got a dirty 20.
Perfect.
So I got filigree and everything.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
It's like nice and curved letters, filigree all around. It's kind of got like, you take the time to put a little frame around it.
Yeah.
Like it's really nice. And it seems
beautiful.
Surprisingly easy to do, actually.
Never done it before.
For some reason, you're just like, wow, this is just like writing with a pen. It just works. You even notice you're actually holding the knife like it's a pen.
Huh.
And you're just writing along.
Magical.
And it just worked. So you make your way back to the road now.
Yeah.
And roll a D20.
Blind roll. These are the best.
Constitution.
Okay, so I rolled a 17 and my con is 2.
Perfect. So you step onto the road and you know which way north is. It's pretty obvious. You're quite a traveler at this point. And
it's like the sun.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so
I taste the wind.
Yeah. So as you step onto the path, you turn northwards, and suddenly as you look forward, the road itself seems to stretch and expand in front of you, while everything else stays the same, and it gives you this kind of like tunneled, like type of feeling. Like that sound is the way your mind feels about the whole scenario, and it just kind of dizzies you for a split second, but then you right yourself and look back, and everything is back to normal.
I run faster towards it.
Okay. As you run towards it, you feel as if you're going extremely fast. You are just whirring past the trees, and everything otherwise seems quite normal.
I just keep running.
Okay. Make a running like full sprint.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna catch up to that.
So, do a you know the thing. Perception check.
Oh, perception. Ugh. That would be a 6.
Okay.
These dice are so iffy. Should have brought my light up one. Those are
Right.
to roll good with.
Exactly. So, as you're running,
I'm just running.
now make a dexterity save.
I laugh because I'm totally gonna like eat dirt and trip. What is that? Oh, that's a 3. That's not what I thought it was. So +1, 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you're
That was a
running
little hard to
through,
read.
Suddenly your legs are just taken out from under you, and you hit the ground at full speed, taking. Let's do this. Actually, 4 points of damage.
Ooh.
4 points of bludgeoning damage.
I
there.
did eat that dirt.
Yeah. I didn't even. I was like, well, I could roll a d20 and just be like, whatever half that is, but that would have been even more dangerous if I'm rolling top notch on the die, you know. So.
So you rolled a d4 and I got.
Yeah,
you got
I
the
rolled a
4.
d4 and I hit the 4. So. You fall face first into the dirt, and roll a Constitution save for me now.
Alrighty.
Actually.
What is wrong with my dice? I swear there's double digits. 6.
You go unconscious. Your
eat
vision
it so
blacks in front of you. Not unconscious as far as this, stats.
Yeah,
and
I
such,
black
but
out.
You black out.
Yeah.
You black out. You see nothing but darkness in front of your face. You have no memory, recollection of what's happening in this instance. You then come to again.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah. You take a moment to kind of adjust your eyes because it is still dark.
But it was like daylight before.
But you can see something in here. You can see that you are in somewhere. You go to kind of feel around, and when you go to move your hands, they're tied together.
Oh.
You attempt to kind of stand up, and you find that your legs are tied together as well. So you can't really get a good hold to actually stand up. So you're just kind of like moving back and forth. And you are in a cave of some kind. There's the only thing you can really see is like a barrel kind of nearby to you. And there's some faint light kind of flickering off in a distance kind of around where that barrel is blocking your vision.
Okay. Can I notice, am I tied with rope, leather, or is it chain, or
Rope.
6-pound manacles?
It's rope.
Okay, it's rope. I start to chew at the rope.
Nice. Okay.
No. It's like dirty licorice.
Like in my head that is something that kind of just works, but it takes time.
Yeah.
So
I got sharp teeth.
for the time it takes, since you are trying to overcome the strength of another item,
Yeah.
make a strength check for me.
Ooh, the rope's stronger than maze. Okay, that was a 17. Yeah, I have no modifier for strength, so 17.
No.
Yeah.
So surprisingly, and because of your teeth being so sharp, you do just, and a couple bites through, just kind of comes free, and you're like, oh, well, that was easy. And now your
Rope
hands are
off of my
free.
teeth.
And when you reach up, you kind of poke your thumb a little bit, and you notice that the fangs the side of your mouth had actually grown slightly, about just
Bigger.
just a couple millimeters at best, but just enough to kind of throw you off. Now you're like, what's going on in my mouth?
Oh, there earlier?
Exactly.
Ah.
And so you now have slightly more protruded fangs in the side of your face. And it's
humor.
causing you to kind of like, every once in a while, you kind of catch them on like the side of your lips and stuff because you're just not used to them yet. But then you're able to untie your feet as well. And are you attempting to do all of this stealthily?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we know how well I am.
Yeah, so roll stealth
for
me, just to make sure.
This is, natural, stealthy. That's a 7.
Okay. And perfect.
I don't know if you add anything to it, but that's.
Well, you do have a +1 on stealth, so it's an 8.
Okay.
But surprisingly, as you're doing all of this, you're like really trying to be quiet, and you don't even hear any of the noise of the like tearing of the ropes when you do so. It's just like, and then it just falls to the ground, and all you hear is kind of just this very brief like.
I'm so silent. Should have been a rogue.
Right. And now are you going to investigate around, look around?
Yeah, I'm going to look around because I'm guessing I'm locked in. So
so you're in an open space. You're in a cave, or kind of a rough-hewn cave.
Oh, cave. Sorry, I heard
not
cage. I'm
cave.
picturing cage.
No.
Oh, cave.
Yeah.
And there's that light
and there is some kind of flickering light off kind of around this barrel. And then there's like some kind of rocks in the way that you'd have to kind of scuttle up towards. It seems like you were captured somehow and thrown into like a storage area to be dealt with later.
Do I have my belongings on me? Any
Yes.
kind of weapons?
Everything is surprisingly on you when you go to look for it.
Like,
including all of your
Even my pen
knives
dagger,
and
yes.
everything.
All right. I will stealthily. You said it's like a barrel was blocking where the light is, correct?
Yeah, so there's like a barrel, and then as you kind of come around that quietly, you look forward, and there's a couple of other boxes stacked up kind of along a wall here. There's then an opening, but there's like a jutting out of kind of like a pile of some natural rocks, maybe some like stalagmites or something, and then they've kind of been broken off a little bit. That's about 4 feet high or so. So if you like crawled up to it, you'd still be hidden, but you'd be able to kind of see over or around it in that space.
Before I do that, Maze wants to look around to see if Kale and Coral might be here too, because they were missing as well.
Yeah, sure.
So
go ahead and roll perception then.
Oh, okay, there we go. So that was an 18, so 19.
You're the only one.
See the one time I roll good, people?
Exactly.
Doesn't
right.
matter. And I'm in a sort of like a storage area. I don't notice anything. I'm trying to see if no anything I could take.
So use that roll.
Yeah, I'm like.
We'll use that roll for anything else that you may have been looking for
is there
here.
other weapons or something?
So on perception, what you would see primarily is that you're seeing boxes, ropes, sacks, barrels, that type of stuff.
Okay.
If you investigate it with an investigation roll, you could attempt to kind of look through some of those things potentially. However, at this time, it just looks like a storage space, maybe goods like foods and stuff,
Which I don't
and generalized supplies.
So no weapons. All right.
No weapons that are visibly
No
apparent.
shiny things. So I am going to sneak up to that barrel.
Which you know that roll.
Oh yeah. Oh, I dropped it. It still counts. It's a 7. Which
7
so
total.
+1 would be 8. Totally stealth rogue right here.
Yep. So you take your first step, and it kind of like you're a little nervous about stepping forward. You kind of move a few pieces of gravel out of your way, and they off to the side. You kind of catch yourself after you stumble slightly from trying to like move away from that sound on a barrel that happens to be empty, and so it kind of a little bit. You steady yourself, and you're like, and you wait to see if any sound comes through, and you do in fact actually hear some sound. However, what it is it is voices, but they are just, you can't quite make them out. It's just this kind of
Like because of the echo and stuff, you can't. Okay.
Sounds like maybe there's a few people sitting around that fire.
Okay.
Not quite certain.
And that's how far away from that am I? That fire, because I only see the light and I hear the voices now. Yeah. So is there like around the corner? So
when you kind of get to where the stalagmite situation is, you glance around, and there's a few more barrels and boxes that seem to be in your way here, but You do clearly see the actual edge of the fire. It is roughly 30, 40 feet away from you.
I would like to cast Thaumaturgy at the end of that to make it sound like someone like me running the opposite. Because is it like a T intersection? Basically, I'm...
Yes, it is. I'm just imagining what
You're
I
good.
was seeing in my head.
So I am Thaumaturgy making the sound of someone like me, panicked and scared and running the opposite way, making as much noise as possible.
The opposite way of which way? So here's the
So
way it's
if
laid
I'm
out.
looking at a T and I think they're to the right,
so you're
I want to
like
cast
this.
Thaumaturgy so it sounds like someone's running away to the opposite in hopes of drawing whoever's over here in my sight.
Right. So you're like this right here, and you're down here.
Yeah.
This is where kind of the storage area was. You came up to this. You can see that it almost kind of curves, more of a Y-shaped area here than a T.
Yeah.
But still T the same
Essentially,
way,
I want that sound to go in the
So-
opposite direction to see if I could lure whatever's here
Right.
to my sight here.
So in essence, what you have are two opposite directions because it's a T. There is no, if it's a four-way T, then it would be. But this is more of a three paths converge into one. And where you are, you know that path just ends.
Yeah.
Where you came from because you were against the back wall there. And then as you came forward is now when you're seeing this kind of where all three paths come together. You can't quite tell which way either one of those go. So roll a d6.
Oh, a D6. Oh, I have one of those.
Yeah, and if
Yeah,
it's
this is-
a 1 to 3, like 1, 2, 3, it goes left. If it's 4, 5, or 6, it goes right. So 5?
Yeah.
So it goes down the right side.
Okay. Because I want it to go the opposite direction that I think.
It goes down the right side.
Okay, down the right side. Yeah.
Just to make life easy.
Yes.
Um,
So they hear, oh, help me, oh, God, help me. And then she's just running.
Yep. Okay, and then just sound of footfalls
And then I'm just
and
watching.
such.
Yeah.
Okay. Instantly at this, you see two individuals, like everything goes silent, the voices all stop, and two individuals turn, and you can see two kind of humanoid figures. It's, you have dark vision, and there is light down there, but it's flickering light and in a weird space, so you can't quite make out their race or anything, but you do see that there are humanoid individuals. One reaches down, grabs a spear, the other kind of picks up an axe, and they both like rush off down that way, and you hear someone say, "Keep watch. I'm checking the prisoner." And then a very tall, wide-shouldered individual steps around, and all you can really see is that. You can't make out his visual appearance just yet because the change of the light being behind him is just silhouetting in front of him, and he is making his way towards you.
Okay, I still say hidden behind the barrel. I would like, in Maze's mind, he's going to pass, and she's just going to jump out and knife to the clavicle.
Okay. So, is
Rogue attack.
is rolling to hide just a stealth check?
Stealth. I would say, yeah, because,
Yeah.
I mean, to stay hidden. I wanna,
so roll stealth right now.
Maze is so rogue right now. It's a 4 plus 1, a 5.
Okay, 5. So
I feel like I'm hiding, but my tail's still just like hanging out there. My horns are above the barrel.
man, I wish Bobby was here tonight. I'd have so much fun. So I rolled 5 different die,
Yeah.
and the first 2 were 17s. The third was a 19. I've got a 15 on one
Jeez.
and a 17 on another.
Wait, your
now.
dice go to 2 digits? Oh,
Yeah, ain't that
man.
weird?
That's weird. Like, I got like a trick D20 or something.
However, I just rolled those to roll them.
That is fine.
Because I just wanted to do the thing with my hand while I was waiting.
Clearly, Maze is not a rogue.
So you feel that you're hidden
Yeah.
very well behind this barrel. The individual continues to step forward and steps right up beside you. And as this happens, go ahead and make your attack roll
Yeah.
with your dagger. So your
Oh, yeah,
stuff
my
on
dagger.
that.
Okay, yeah, so I do get 2 digits. That's a 19.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, yeah, plus my modifier, right? Or is that just like a general
yeah.
roll?
There's a
Okay.
there's a plus of
There's a plus
4
there.
on your dagger.
Okay.
So 20 or 22, something like that.
Yeah.
23. And roll your d4 for your damage.
Come on, massive dagger damage. That's a 2, which I will use my necrotic. Oh God, my sacred divine intervention thing, or what's it called? I gotta
So before you click that off, you jump out
It's just
and
what
you
I
go
do.
to swing at him, and he catches your arm. Why did I make you roll damage, right?
Why?
But he catches your arm,
Yeah.
not quite far enough away,
Yeah.
just barely nicks his forehead. As that happens, however, you instantly react just to the feeling of the force on your arm, and you see his hand just blackens, and the arm continues on. He looks down and goes to make a noise, but everything's moving so quickly that the side of his face blackens through, and his words are kind of just caught in his throat, and he falls over with half of his body just blackened, almost as if it was burned, but taut up against his skull and flesh. The other side, you see the veins with black energy filling through them, and yet everything else is this pale white now, and the life is just gone from this individual.
Maze looks at her hands. It's happening again. So she's seen this before. She'll, for safe measures, double tap, stab him in the chest, because she's good at doing that, and make sure he's dead.
Yep, so nothing happens when you stab him, just knife sinks into his chest, pull it back out.
I slink away, back, or I guess technically up
the
other way.
Perfect. Towards the fire?
Yeah.
Okay. As you get a little bit closer, you come to the boxes and barrels that are right behind it, right across from it or whatever, and you peek over, and you now see 3 more individuals just kind of sitting there, one of which is looking down the left way. The other 2 are just kind of staring into the fire a little bit and glancing off. One of them then says, "What's taking him so long? Better not be damaging the prisoner."
Let's see here. And they're how far away from me?
10 feet, maybe.
10 feet.
One might be 5 feet away from you, even. There's a box, people, fire, person. So, one guy's 10 feet, one guy's 5 feet, and another guy's 5.5 to 10 feet.
All right. Would it be possible to assess which one do I think looks to be the most threatening? Are they all about the same size, or is there him? That's the beefy one.
So that was the one that came that you just killed.
Okay. Well, for hell of it, the one I could see. Sorry, tiefling joke.
Yeah, right.
So the one that I could see, I would like to cast banishment on him. I attempt to send one creature that I can see within range to another plane of existence.
Okay. Jesus, that's all the way down there. That is a charisma of 12.
Yes.
Okay.
I would assume they would know that I cast this.
Yeah. Because suddenly, the guy that's looking off to the left side just disappears. And for a split second, nothing happens. But then one of the guys looks over and says, "Hey, what the hell? Did you see where he went?" "Oh, I don't know. He's probably gone off down the tunnel. Sneaky bastard." Who cares? Goes back to just kind of poking the fire.
Alright. This is fun. So Maze slinks a little closer. And that was my that was
So
my
you're
move.
pretty much as close as you can get right now without revealing yourself fully.
So and I did a spell, so that there's not much else I can do, except because there's 2 left, right? Okay. The only thing I could technically do, because I can't cast, is throw a dagger.
Okay. Roll your attack on that against whichever one you would like to.
Let's see. And the other two are looking at each other now, right?
Yes. One is looking basically kind of towards where you are. The other one is back to you.
Going for the back of the head.
Okay.
Come on. Oh my god. It's a 3.
Okay.
I was wanting the dagger to go like right through their head and just.
So, weirdly enough, you throw your dagger and it splits through the back of the head. And then spins into the fire. And as it hits the fire goes and lights up this burst of flames that singe and kind of burn the arm that the guy throws up in front of him. Wah! And he's now kind of on fire. What the hell?
Can Maze go savage?
What are you doing?
And jump through the fire with her other dagger?
Yes.
Just, like she's crazy. She's been
Roll
captured.
your attack on that.
Yeah. Come on, dice. Okay, that's a 12.
12.
Oh yeah, and then +4.
Okay. So as you hit him, whoops.
Oh no.
My bad. Stream Deck's a bunch of buttons up to my right.
So just
Yeah, and as you hit him, you notice that your knife, as it plunges through him, your hand comes into contact with his chest, and just bursting out of your hand, this blackish, purpley now energy just envelops him and just tears him in half. And he just, it's like this energy comes out of your hand, wraps all the way around him, grabs him from either side, rips him in half outwards to where now his shoulders are facing each other. From the outside of his shoulders are facing each other in front of you, and it just slumps to the ground.
Maze drops to her knees and trembles a bit. This is not happening. No. So I can't do this. I can't do this again. I gotta get back. And so she's just mumbling to herself now. Looks around. What does she see? Is this a dead end, or is this?
So there's a tunnel that goes to the right, a tunnel that goes to the left, and you're basically standing in the fire that's in the middle.
Okay. Sounds crazy, but I'm gonna go back the other way, the one the others two came, because maybe that's the way out.
Okay. Are you stealthily going that direction?
I don't think so. Maze
Okay.
have just completely lost her mind at this, so she's just in panic mode getting out now.
Okay. Perfect. So,
Smart me would say yes. but
right. Hillary would say yes.
Panic
but-
Maze is gonna just run for it.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So, you run through this cave, and after about just maybe a minute's worth of running through, because there had been some time frame here for the others to kind of head off ahead of you, you notice up in front there are two figures kind of just walking slowly, glancing about in front of them.
And so they're blocking my way out, right?
They're blocking your way forward. You don't see an escape
I don't
yet.
see a way out. How wide is this cave?
Maybe 15 feet wide.
15 feet wide. Okay. 15. Ooh, okay. God, this is risky. I would like to cast darkness, which I know was used against me, because I remember we could move, but we could not see. But I want to look at where they're at. I would like to cast it on them and just try to hug the wall and just go past them and let them stay in the darkness.
Okay.
So it's a range of 60 feet, and it says its area is 15 feet.
Yep, so that would cover the whole space plus 15 feet forward from the central point and 15 feet backwards from the central point.
Yeah. So it's going to be risky, but I'm going to go for it.
7.5 forward, 7.5 back. It's 15.
Yeah, it's like a 15.
It's a 15-foot sphere,
because
it's up, down, around, like it's a ball that's 15 from one side to the other side. Yeah.
Yes, casting that,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna basically put my hand on the wall, my left wall. Apparently, it's a noisy wall, and I'm just gonna go past them the best I can by hugging the wall or holding the wall, just so I know where I'm at.
Yeah. As you go to make your way past them,
Mm-hmm.
something bumps into you. Like, oh, I thought you were over there. What the? And he kind of runs. What are you talking about? And you feel like this, like a knife just slink across the side of your arm and into the wall there.
Does it actually nick me?
Yeah.
That would trigger Hellish Rebuke.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is just, I don't know. Actually, that's what would trigger, but I don't think it will hit because I think I have to see. No, it just says you point your finger at the creature that damaged you and they are momentarily surrounded by hellish flames.
Mm-hmm. Which are magical flames.
So must make a dex saving. Although magical flames won't show up in darkness.
Are you sure about that? Because I thought that
it's
was
a concentration,
the only
though.
thing that lit up darkness was magical.
Oh, okay, well, it is a
light.
concentration, so by me getting hit would probably drop that darkness.
Roll your save.
Okay. That was a 14 plus 2.
Should
so it'd be
save,
16.
Mm-hmm. That saves.
Okay.
So it is still, the darkness would still be up.
Okay. Hellish Rebuke on the dagger guy.
Okay. Which is a save of 14.
Yeah, 14
and
dex.
It does not save against it, so...
That'd be 3d10?
Yep.
I know I have them.
2 d10, actually.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. According to what the spell says, I'm reading right now.
Oh. Yeah, mine's for some reason says 3d10. Why is it that?
I don't know, I hadn't refreshed since we started the game.
No,
so.
you're fine, because the actual spell says 2d.
Oh, does it say 3 separately, like
but,
just on your
yeah,
stuff?
off to the control. Like
you probably have
why is
a
that?
bonus, like some kind of racial bonus or class bonus or something like that.
So which one do you want me to go off of?
Whatever your full stat is. So like if it says on your character sheet, if it says something extra, then that would be where it is.
Okay, because it's like a blue color as well. So
yeah,
I guess
the blue,
that means it's
there's something different about those blues. I don't know what they are, but they're relevant, and
some sort
go
of
ahead and go
boost.
with that.
All right. All right.
I'll look into that later, but for now we'll just go with it.
Figure out. A 3, and an 8. So an 8. That'd be 16. No bonus on that one, so that's 16. Of
Yep. And as this
flames, fire.
Yeah. And so you feel this knife into the side of you, and suddenly you release this energy, and there's a very brief flash of this reddish purple flames that just, and they immediately are like snuffed out, but you hear the screams and cries of this individual as he is burned to death in front of you, and you hear the of him falling to the ground.
Maze will just cover her ears and just keep running. Like, I'm gonna ignore the other guy and just keep running. Like, tears are just screaming.
And as you leave the darkness, you look back just for a brief second, and all of the shadows there that you'd created begin to spin and swirl around each other and come closer and closer and closer to a central point. And you hear the guy just like, what's happening? And no sound happens. But suddenly just body parts are flying from where that sphere disappeared into itself. And as it disappeared into itself, there's the faintest kind of popping sound. And all of these body parts are now flying. There's blood splattered all over the floor in front of you. A little comes and like actually hits across your face and burns slightly as it hits you. And you then continue on this path with these body parts coming to fall below you.
Yeah, just panic running, and I'm good. I swear I'm not doing this. And just keeps running.
Okay.
Like, I don't even not even picking directions. It's more just run.
Which is ironic because you actually have passed 9 different diverging paths at this point.
Yeah, because it's more like she's tunnel vision.
As you run on for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, a half hour, an hour's worth of straight running, you start to kind of like have a hard time breathing, and you're getting worn out, and you kind of come to a stop just because you have to. And as you do, you kind of gather your wits of where you are, and you realize you've ran for an entire hour into darkness in this cave. This cavern is now opened above you with stalactites hanging from the ceiling, a multitude of stalagmites off to your right coming up, surrounding a pool of water that is slowly trickling out and leaving a small, like, little kind of babbling brook situation that kind of goes through this chamber off to the sides. And you take a moment there to kind of gather yourself, looking around like, where am I?
So you said there's running water? Mm-hmm. Maze would just, I mean, being exhausted, she'll try to slurp a drink.
Mm-hmm. And are you going for the pool or the actual, like,
the running
itself?
water?
The running water?
Yeah.
Okay. It's roughly like a foot wide, and you're not entirely sure how deep, but it's deep enough to actually, like, have some flow to it here, mm-hmm. And for your hands to reach in. As your hands reach in, it's icy cold, and you bring it up and start to drink out of it, mm-hmm. and you hear this, and it doesn't stop. You let the water drop out of your hands, and it doesn't stop. Your head is now echoing louder and louder with these whispers from after you. The moment you drank this water, these whispers are going through your head.
And she covers her ears to see if that makes it stop.
It doesn't. It's still. They sound very dark and tormented, and they continue to rise and crescendo within your head, almost in this, like, skull-splitting type of noise, and nothing is seeming to stop it.
She just, like, grabs her, and just the loudest scream she does
mm-hmm.
is she just screams, "Stop!" I'm mm-hmm. not going to scream in the mic because I love you guys. So yeah, that's what she screams. Just stop it.
And that's where we're going to take our break. So, if you would like to win yourself a set of the World's deck from our sponsor, Reckless Deck, let me pull up the Nightbot app here so we can run that. The giveaways thing is what I want. The keyword for tonight is maze. So go ahead and type into the chat MAZE, maze, and that will get you entered in for your shot at winning the World's deck from Reckless Deck. And while we're on break, after you've done that, feel free to go check out Reckless Deck at their website. If you find something that you want to grab a hold of, be sure to use the code RoleThis1, the number one, not the word, for 15% off. So, but yeah, right now the keyword in the chat is maze. Subscribers, as always, get 3 times extra entries, and but you do not have to be a subscriber for your shot at winning. So, just let you guys know that. But we'll be back in roughly 10 minutes or so, continuing Maze's Torment. And we're back. So, Dragonclaw, that thing that you mentioned, see if that's still happening. If it is, let me know, and I'll deal with that. But if you have not taken your shot at entering into this week's giveaway, it is the World's deck provided by our sponsor, Reckless Deck, and it is a phenomenal way to create worlds, environments, set the stage, all of that kind of stuff. And we are giving one away right now if you enter the code word MAZE into the Twitch chat here. So I have to reset our audio real quick just because it's having that weird buzzy issue. And while I'm doing that, type that word in if you haven't gotten entered yet. If you have, sweet. And we will hit the draw button after the mic makes a really terrible, weird, potentially noise right now, and then pops back in. So just 1 second here. theoretically that's better. Yeah, it looks like it probably is. Just based off of the levels like bouncing all over the place and being all wacky. So Dragonclaw, if you can confirm that for me, that'd be wonderful. Hopefully it didn't get any worse. Yes, good. Hopefully yes, good is yes, good. Perfect. So let me get back over here to the right spot here, and then we will go and roll it. So in 3, 2, 1, Twitch delay is roughly 3 more seconds. That's probably enough. And hey, Dragonheart, congratulations. You have won our first partnered giveaway with Reckless Deck. So congratulations. I will message you right after this episode ends, and then pop in and get your information, all that stuff for shipping this out to you. So thank you guys for supporting the channel, hanging out here, being in the chat, and entering in there. So congrats. I hope you love this deck as much as I do. It is really, really cool. If you didn't get to hear my little spiel of what I did with just 3 cards off it earlier, like that in itself was epic. Also, Elithnal, thank you for those bits. We greatly appreciate those. I just saw that pop through there. That is an absolutely wonderful thing. So thank you very much. And that's awesome. And Dragonheart, you guys are killing it. Now I have to put the chat away and get back to the story. So you guys rock. Dragonheart, I will message you shortly regarding shipping on that. And now we'll pop back in to where we were. Moments ago, Maze had just screamed out in pain and terror as the whispers and voices in her head began to crescendo around her. As you scream out for it to stop, this wave of black energy shoots off of you. And silence. You kind of look up. After all of that noise inside of your own head, the silence is in itself deafening. It feels like you're being crushed by the silence. And you look around and you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe more of these shadowed figures. They seem to be made of the shadows of the space. That it's a deeper darkness than what you've seen previously in the shadows around here. Almost as if every shadow is kind of coalesced into itself, and they're all standing around you silently with their heads kind of bowed towards you. And you can see that they have these humanoid shapes to them. The eyes are all staring at you. Silently.
Maze goes to clutch her necklace, but she forgot it's no longer there because that's where the leaf was. That was her signal, like her symbol of hope, and it's gone now. Let's see. She will look around. Is there a way out, or are they completely surrounding?
Completely surrounding. It seems as if maybe a few more are coming up. 1, 2, 3 more. You're completely surrounded now.
She just talks to herself. This is the darkness. I am not the darkness. I am not the darkness. We are the light. We are the light. This is the darkness. And then she just opens her eyes, and she just asks, "What do you want from me?"
None of them respond.
So oh God, there's going to be no way out.
They take a slight step towards you. Just one step. They're still 20 feet away from you, but they take one more step forward.
Can I look around to see if there is a way out? Like another entryway? No point.
Yeah. I mean, the path continues on across the water. It continues on. However, you are completely encircled. So there's that way.
So there's like no way.
And there seems to be some kind of way kind of off to the right where the pool is and above it where the water comes in. And then behind you the way you came, and that's it. Well, the water goes somewhere as well, but it's a small path on that side.
So she sees the water.
And it's only a foot wide.
It's only a foot wide.
So it's not like a thing you could swim through or anything like that.
She'll this is crazy, but she'll stand in the water because water is life. So she's hoping that standing in the water will protect her from these things.
Okay.
So she stands in the water.
Step into the water.
Get soggy socks.
And it sinks down really like farther than you expected it to. Now your knees are covered, but you hit solid stone.
Which is surprising. They're like, okay, this was like,
yeah, and it just keeps it's flowing past you over the rocks and such that are sticking out, and it's very cold.
She'll try to go with the flow, if possible.
Okay, so you take a step that way.
Yeah.
The entire group shifts with you, and then all takes one more step closer to you. They then raise their arms, which leave this kind of trail of misty black shadows below, and they point towards you.
And then, that's weird. I point back, and then climb out of the water and just try to run. Like, run through them. Like, the way I see is I will, like, kind of like, over there and then run the opposite way.
Okay.
A deception thing.
Right.
Which
you point your hand up, and as you point towards them, they lower their hand. But then you clamber out of the water quickly and then try to run, but you aren't moving. You're running, but you're not running.
Gotcha.
You look down and your legs aren't even moving now. But you are certain that you're exerting the energy to run, and you are willing your body to run, but your legs aren't moving. You're out of the water, but your legs are not moving. You're stuck in the center of all these creatures that now take one more step towards you. They're approximately 10 feet away from you, all the way around.
Going to... This feels weird. Like, I feel like I should be running, but I'm not. Mm-hmm. I'm going to try to cast Dispel Magic on myself. Because if I feel like I'm running and I'm not, maybe I think it's magic. But it says, choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell 4th or higher on the target, make an ability check. And the DC equals 10 plus the spell level.
You aren't actively running any spells that you're aware of.
Yeah.
You do you have any magical items on you?
I don't think I do.
Okay.
Which is weird. Do you think I would?
Right, I kind of would actually.
I think like because I have like arcane stuff on me, but nothing like magical. Like an orb is just a focus.
Yeah, just a focus type thing. So okay, yeah, you cast that, and as you do so, you feel the energy leave your body, your hands just, and nothing. You still are trying to will yourself to move, but you're not able to. It's almost as if your feet are frozen to the ground, but you look and they're not.
Yeah.
They should be free to move, and they just aren't functioning at all.
Yeah, and
it's
then
like you're paralyzed from the waist down, but standing, and you just aren't able to move. You're facing towards the spot where the tunnel continues on at this point, and it seems odd to you because your goal was to run away the way you had come.
Yeah.
But you're facing back the way that you were going, and make a wisdom roll for me.
Oh, because now I'm so wise.
Yeah.
11.
It's a +4.
Yeah, I rolled an 11.
So 15. You are trying to figure out what is going on here, what is happening in this space, and you just analyzing the situation, you start to think of the number of people that are surrounding you. It's the same number of people that you've killed using your necrotic energy, whether accidentally or intentionally, except there's one missing.
And do I recognize any of these faces? Or
all of them are just these shadowy figures. None of them have any real form. They're almost as if you imagine fog, but black.
Okay.
Formed into the shapes of a human.
So she'll just scream out, Maze realize it's necrotic kills.
Yes.
So she screams out, "I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't mean to." And just screams out, "I'm sorry."
They take one more step towards you.
And how close are they?
Roughly 5 feet away.
5 feet. So at this point, realizing what this is, she just kind of just almost accepts her fate and then just drops to the ground, kind of with her hands up, kind of like, I give. Yeah, I can't control this.
You then, as you hit the ground, the moment that they all kind of just reach their hands towards you, you hit the ground below on your knees, and their hands are now kind of just over the top of you as if they were reaching for you, but you dodged it almost. And they lower their hands back to their sides, and all of them just look down towards you in this, their necks oddly stretch forward and just give this very much looking down all around you, staring down at you. And you hear a familiar voice of a young boy. Maze?
Her head goes up. Willem? Is that you?
Maze, where are you?
I'm here, Willem. Where are you?
I'm trying to find you.
I don't know where I'm at. I'm sorry.
What are you sorry for?
For not letting you go. And she's just sobbing now. Because still on the ground.
What do you mean?
I should have let you go that day for training. You were my only friend. I didn't want you to go. You probably don't remember, but I grabbed for you, and I didn't want you to go because you were my only friend, the only one who was good to me. And you... Something happened, Willem. And when I touched you, you turned these colors, and you died in my hands. You died because of me, and I'm so sorry.
And out of all of the shadowy figures that are around you, directly in front of you, you notice some movement. You look forward, and you see, for a moment, the figure of a shadowy form of a small child stepping forward. And as it steps towards you, you see Willem's face and his body and his hands, and everything coalesces into the exact image of the child that was your only friend before Lamore came into your life. And he starts to step forward. This happens in an instant. Okay. You see that. You look up. You see that. And then the shape shifts again. And it lashes forward towards you. And this dark creature of what was Willem's face tears and rips apart and becomes larger and grows to a size of probably 10 feet in full size if it was to stand up. But instead of standing up, it's lashing forward towards you. And as you say the words, "You died," it's at the same moment he comes forward. "You killed me!" And he comes forward and grabs you by the throat, and you feel your body lifted up off the ground. And you're now staring into these piercing eyes that are shifting between the bright blue of what Willem's eyes were, and then with a pulse, you feel your own pulse happening. And as that happens, it shifts to this red, glowing, evil energy, and you feel these claws digging into the side of your throat. Make a Constitution save for me.
Let's see, 13, 15.
Okay, you just want out of this. Your mind is being assaulted by this imagery. That after you see the face, the eyes shifting and changing, and then you see Willem dying. The vision that you had seen from your first person perspective of when it happened floods into your mind again, and then again, and then again, just washing over you, and then shifting back to your real sight of this being that is now shifting between those familiar eyes and these dark and evil eyes staring towards you. You see that it has this mouth that is these fangs and teeth. And when he speaks, you feel almost the multitude of voices coming from this one creature.
Okay. Just out of reaction, I mean, I put my hands, because I'm being choked, like, just to try to, like, use basically vampire touch in a way, just to try to break free. Because I'm like, this is not William or Willem at all. This is something else. And then I tried to break free. Basically, I want to try to break the grapple, I guess.
How many D10s do you have?
Oh, gosh. Let me see. I had at least... Oh, there's one there. 4? No, 5. I can get 6. I think I put one away. How many do I need?
So, just pull up like a generator or something, like either on your phone if you have a dice generator or like the Roll20 one.
Got you. Okay, I have Roll20, I think, saved on here. That's always the easier way.
Yeah. And roll... they're D10s, right? Yeah.
Yeah, D10. Sorry.
Roll 100 of them.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Sorry, I gotta log in every time.
Yeah.
Can never log in as a guest.
Right. That's why I keep one of those on my phone. I guess technically.
Oh, you can do that
just
on your
done it off
phone?
my phone, yeah.
Oh.
See if I can do it quickly.
Yeah, you probably can.
I don't know where I put the app, but.
Help if I remembered password. Today, learn your password. I think I do this every week too, like when we would use Roll20.
Yeah, when we used to. This
There
is why
we
we
go.
stopped using it.
Yeah, finally
okay,
got
so
it.
roll 100 D10s.
Okay. I was like, oh, it was that password because it wasn't this one, it was that one. And I'll just use our group one because I have a
Yeah,
couple
that's
of
fine.
Roll20
Just tell me what
ones.
the total is once it goes through.
Waiting for response.
So they like break Roll20 trying to do that many dice on it, I guess.
Well, I'm just waiting to get into our game right now. Oh, there we go. It's loading. It's...
And all you need is that chat window so you can roll.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I forgot how you do this, actually.
There is a reason that I'm wanting you to actually roll it as opposed to just saying, oh my god, that's a lot of damage. Here we go.
I forgot how you do roll on these. I thought there was just there used to be something you just click, because I see you in here now.
Yeah. They probably changed it.
Because it's all grayed out for me.
Okay, so just roll those ones you have there, the actual physical dice you have.
Okay.
There it goes.
Shoot.
You figured it out.
Okay, well, there was one. How do I do that? Because Bobby figured it out the last time.
Advanced dice roller in that spot. So you look over on the left where there's a little bar, click on that, go over to that, and then you can advance die roll.
Oh, advanced dice
100,
roller, thank you.
And then D10. And
So
then
I'm rolling D10. Oh, I see what you did there. 100 of those, right?
Yep, so do 100, D10, and then hit roll.
There we go. High numbers.
That's what didn't come up on my screen. Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah, it's
500,
probably like
500.
taking a little bit.
So you grab towards this hand, you lay that hand on it, and you feel this energy welling up inside of you. And you just can't, you feel like you're containing it, but you can't. You grab across the other hand, the other arm with your other hand as well, and just focus in and you want this to end. You want it gone. And this energy just, you feel this sound and sucking in of everything around you, and then from your body, everywhere, in every direction, explodes this like magenta pink and purplish or like energy in a full orb around you that just has this like flaming sound to it, and it tears through all of these shadowed creatures around you and disintegrates them completely. There's nothing left, no presence at all. The chamber itself is now lit with this energy, and the creature holding on to you drops you. You fall to the ground, and you feel this tension in your body, all of your muscles, and you look down at your hands, and your hand just grows 2-3 times its size. Both hands are doing it. Your nails blacken and turn to points and extend out in these like inch-long claws, not fingernails anymore, claws. You feel the front of your jaw like drop and shoot forward slightly to accommodate for the massive teeth that are now growing from your face. The splitting pain of when your horns first begin to grow comes back into your head. You feel your head enlarging as you grab a hold of where your horns come through, and you can then reach back and you feel that they have come up and are now rising forward. Your horns at this point are 2-3 feet in length. Your body is expanding. You see your tail wrapping around onto the floor, still in its tiefling form, and your legs extend out, tearing the boots that you were wearing as they grow larger, and your feet protrude out of them. You then feel this pain in your back, like you're being torn in half, almost like the being was in front of you that you attacked. And it feels as if your spine is going to rip out, and then suddenly you're thrown forward and wings
Just screaming in
pop
pain.
out of your back.
Yeah.
You are in the most pain you've ever been in your entire life. These leathery, massive wings are now shooting out of your back. You stand up, gathering yourself. You look forward, this primal energy and rage inside of you. You look down at your clothes. Your robes are now tattered and torn across your body, leaving just this small, like, almost dress of an outfit that's all black that hangs down in tatters at your thighs. And you look forward to this creature that you are now, as you stand up to your full height, a full head over, and it is now looking up at you with a similar form that it has now taken on, growing wings out of its back, a tail leaving from its spine, standing on its back legs, its hooded face still wearing the same kind of darkened robes it seemed to have on previously. And it begins to lash out towards you. And I want you to roll a d20 at the same time that I do so.
All right. 18.
18. It swings at you, and you just catch its hand in front of your face, and it tries to extend out towards you, but can't come within your grasp, and you just throw its arm down beside it. Roll again.
Okay. 17.
And again, I rolled a 16. And again,
This is
the other
crazy. I
hand
never rolled this
swings
good.
up at you, and you catch it. This time, instead of just dropping it, you keep a hold of it, and you swing down, and you spin this creature over itself, slamming its head into the ground. Roll a d20 for me.
Oh, there we go. That's what I'm used to rolling. 3.
What's your attack, like, or your strength? What's your strength?
I
Is
don't
it
have
up?
a zero modifier for strength, I think.
Perfect. Well, conveniently, he rolled a 2.
What? No
You
way.
take your right foot up, and you bring it down and stomp down right on its head, and just it explodes. You look down to where your feet are. You have your hands still clenched, ready, the claws kind of coming together in front of you. Your eyes ablaze with this energy. You can feel that there's light emanating from where your eyes are. You look down, and in front of you, you're now at the base of where that pool was from the throwing of the creature and heading over to it. You look down and you see this face looking back at you. Same skin tone that you have, the same pale skin tone. However, you are now in this, you have these like infernal markings all across your body in deep red, and your eyes are glowing, this kind of shifting reddish purplish kind of maroon energy that is glowing and kind of crackling about the edges, almost as if it was some kind of like I can't think of the word, like kind of like a makeup type scenario. However, this is off of your skin.
Yeah.
It's this electrical energy just sparking around your eyes. You look down and you can see that you have these fangs coming from your face, and you have massive wings behind you, and your muscles are like not bulging, but bulging for a female form.
Yeah.
They're bulging, and you're staring at this horrible demonic visage of yourself. And you look down to where your foot is, and to the left of it, there's the body, the headless body of a small boy. You see this, you recognize the clothing. You scream out in fear and terror and come awake. Look to your right. Kayla Stratz starts awake. Coral jumps up, looking down at you. The fire is still lit beside you. The horse makes a noise and steps off to the side, afraid, pulling at its reins. Your zombie creatures kind of come to a stop and look towards you. And that's where we'll pick up next week.
That was good.
How'd you like that finish?
That was good. I like it. I didn't even realize what time it was. I was
Right.
like, oh, God.
So, yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. This was an episode built off of a single sentence. After 5 minutes after the show was supposed to start, Saruman said he was unable to make it because he was ill. I wrote one sentence down, and then we made this together. So, excellent job on your part.
Yes, thank you.
That was a very good
Feel better,
episode.
Saruman.
Yeah. So definitely feel better, Saruman. Hopefully you're back here next week, because you have a lot to address with Maze now. And yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching the stream tonight. We look forward to seeing you guys here every time that we put this up. We love sharing a game with you. So yeah, until next time, just have an excellent night, week. Adios.